The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up? Welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Show. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And man, it's time to do it. It's that time of the season.
Oh, baby, it's time.
We're gonna rank them.
It's the most wonderful time of the season.
People are gonna be upset, but Brandon doesn't give a damn because his word is law.
I give a little bit of, peek behind the curtain. Obviously, we're about to do a tier list. My opinions are my own.
Fall 2021 anime season.
Fall 21 anime season. But, because it's a tier list and we are on YouTube, obviously I'm correct. And if you got a problem, you're wrong, and that's fine. But also, please tell us what's up, because again, we did these before. People told me, hey, you ranked this one too low. We watched it. Ended up being really good. Yeah. So there you go. What was that? Vivi.
Vivi, yeah.
Vivi's the one that people said I was underrating. And you know what? They were right.
They were.
So by all means, let us know what I got wrong if you disagree, and we will get to it. Couple quick notes. Worlds in Harem was apparently supposed to premiere.
Yep.
That one apparently got delayed until like January. Megaton Musashi was supposed to come out last season and then come out this season, and I think it did on YouTube, but I haven't watched it yet, so sorry, but bummer. We'll get to that one eventually. And lastly, we do have one on here that is not actually out yet. Spoiler. But yeah, we're gonna, just like last season, we had a couple that weren't out yet. We're gonna do a soul read on that one and tell you where we think it's gonna go. But here we go. You want to go down the list real quick, just so everybody knows where the numbers are?
Sure.
All right, so we get a little weird with this, but basically, it's more or less exactly what it looks like. F is the worst, S is the best. S is your supers, your tippity-toppities. A and B, both really good, but, we got to make a split somewhere, and that's where we did it. C, they're kind of trash, but I'm not out. Cliffhangers. I don't love them, but I'm not out. D is an interesting one, because that is actually where we put the ones that are just boring. They're snoozing. They're snoozing at the lodge. They're trash. They're not trash, but it's the question of, is it worse to be bad or is it worse to be boring? And when I say boring, I do want y'all to know I don't necessarily mean, hey, nothing happens, because if I did, a lot of those slow burn freaking slice of life would be in there. Mm-hmm. What I mean is, there is nothing really new here. It's very standard. And
well-treaded ground.
Yes, and therefore, quite boring. And lastly, F is where the actual garbage goes. And, we'll have some caveats and whatnot to these, but enough faffing around. Roger, you got anything to say before we get into it?
Nah, man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited to get into this. No ramble this time. And I'm excited. Let's get in. So,
yeah. Roger,
just to preface this real quick.
Okay.
I've only watched one of these. Brandon has watched everything else.
I've watched all except for the one that isn't out yet, and the one that Roger watched. I've watched all of these.
Brandon was like, "Can you watch this one?" And I was like, "Man, you want me to watch one of these?"
He didn't want to do it, but I was like, "But it's got you written all over it." But start us off, big boy. All
right, man. Let's start with our soul read, dude. Let's put Komi Can't Communicate.
Can't Communicate. We're gonna start with Komi
right
Can't
out the gate, dude.
We're gonna soul read this one. All right, so. Here's the thing about Komi Can't Communicate is it's based on a manga that I'm actually a fan of. I rather enjoy the story of it. It's about a girl who has a communication problem, hence the name.
She's very pretty.
She's very pretty. She's like the princess of the school, and everybody lauds her and adores her, but she doesn't really talk to anybody. And for most folks, that's like, oh, she's so mysterious. Ooh, so alluring. Like, why would she talk to us? She's so much better than us. And she's like, no, she wants to be friends. And this one kid whose name escapes me, but it's a pun for the friend boy. Like, everyone's name is a pun. Komi, communication. This dude, I forget his name, but it means like friend guy or something. He actually manages to make friends with her. He realizes, oh, she literally has an anxiety problem where she can't talk. So he decides he's going to try to help her to make friends, and that's the show. And it's very cute. It's very fun. The manga is anyway. Again, we haven't seen the show yet. Yeah. The trailer's out on YouTube, and it looks really good.
I read the first couple of mangas at work.
It's cute, right?
Yeah.
It's really cute. But yeah, it's in Netflix jail, kind of, because Netflix wised up, and they're actually dropping these weekly now. One of these shows that I'm going to talk about is actually episode 1 out on Netflix as we record this on a Friday. But Komi Can't Communicate.
Yeah, where you soul reading it, dude?
I think it's gonna be good. It's either an A or a B.
I think it's an S.
You think it's an S? You think it's gonna be that good?
I think it's gonna be that good, dude.
All right. Well, that's our soul read.
I want to soul read. I want to start the list with an S.
All right, hit it.
All right,
Put
dude.
it in S. So again, this is a soul read. We are anticipating an S here. I think it looks good though. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good too.
What do you want to do next, big boy?
All right, man. Also, fresh out of Netflix jail is that second part of Way of the House Husband, by the way.
Oh
If you guys
yeah, I
haven't
got to check that
yet.
out.
Netflix does release some banging ass anime, some good stuff.
Yeah, pretty good. And
okay.
some of them are garbage. We watch Goku dolls. Didn't much care for it.
All right, man. So here we go. I'm gonna try, and we're gonna pick random, but I'm gonna be a little less random. I'm gonna get rid of the ones with the big titles first.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an ambassador.
No, as an aristocrat.
Sorry, it's very hard to read. I'm very far from the small
Yeah,
text,
we're sitting back from the TV.
and my
Sorry,
glasses
y'all.
are not full strength. So.
Okay, so this one has the distinction of if you go by syllables, it has the distinction of being the longest title this season. There's actually another one that has more words but less syllables because this one has a lot of long syllables. Anyway, long words. World's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. It's an isekai, and it does exactly what it says. We see the dude briefly in this fantasy world, and then we flash back to his last mission in his life, and we see how he died, and we get a brief scene with the goddess of the other world who tells him that she's gonna put him in this other world and blah blah blah. He'll keep all his memories, and he's like, hey, sounds like a good deal. And then because he's such a cool badass, he's like, so who do you want me to kill? And she's like, you see my clever ruse. Okay, it is very bog standard. Seems like he's got a team of sexy ladies or something after he gets isekai'd, so look forward to some fan service.
Sexy ladies?
Sexy ladies, excuse me. Yeah, there's one girl at the beginning of the show who I counted. I saw her panties flash like 3 times.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's just enough time.
It's honestly kind of meh, but it's got a pretty sweet James Bond-ass anime intro, so I like that. Also, I don't know what's up. So again, I've only watched episode 1 on these. These are vibe checks. These are how do I feel after 1. I only watched 1 of these. At the end of that first episode, when he meets the goddess, she appears to have Tourette's because she keeps doing weird. She's like, yes, I'm gonna send you to this other world. And then he's like, okay, blah blah blah. What's up with this? Blah blah. And she goes, yes, and blah blah blah. It sounds like a pretty good deal, huh? And she cries like a baby for some reason. It's like, why is she doing that? I don't know, maybe they say in episode 2, or maybe they don't and it's just weird, but I didn't love this one. I think it's a C.
Okay.
I'm not completely out.
It's a C.
It's a C.
Okay. C
What's
for
next?
completely out.
C for not completely out.
All right. Banished from the hero's party, I decide to live a
Simple life.
simple
Quiet
life,
excuse
a
me,
quiet life in the
countryside.
countryside. Okay.
It's again very
Glad
tiny.
we're knocking these out.
Yes, let's get them out of the way. All right, so this is a fantasy anime. It's not even an isekai, I don't believe.
Now you might not know this about your boy, but I grew up in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I identify with this title.
Maybe you know a little bit about
I yearn to return to the country.
Yeah, when you say country though, were you like hanging out in the forest and picking herbs and shit?
Not that country, no.
Okay, that's
we
what
did
this
have
guy's
a
doing.
forest behind our house,
Yeah, nice.
and then another house we had a lake behind it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Sounds
but
pretty
you had
fun.
to go through the woods to get to the lake.
Yeah, man.
So there were sticks, but yes, you could drive 5 minutes down the road, to a gas station or something like that.
I get you.
Yeah.
Well, so this one isn't even an isekai. It's just in a fantasy world. If it's an isekai, they haven't said it's an isekai yet. It does exactly what it says, just like the last one. Dude traveled with the hero who's destined to defeat the demon lord and all that stuff, but he was needled by one of the other party members into quitting. They were like, look, you're lagging behind. We're all leveling up. It's actually more trouble for you to be here than it's not. I think you should leave. And he's like, but the hero's my sister. And he's like, so? And he's like, all right, bye. So he bails. And he ends up moving out to the country. He gathers herbs. He has a hope of opening a shop. It's real simple. Pretty slow. Kind of boring. I mean, honestly, it's got some... There's other shows with like a similar premise and better hooks. Like there was an isekai a couple seasons ago, I think, where homegirl like got isekai'd and she became a witch who lived out in this town and did basically the same thing, but she was like making friends with dragons and shit. And honestly, I would rather watch that one than this one. It was pretty boring. I'm gonna drop it in D.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is moving to the country.
Gonna eat a lot of
peaches.
peaches. Yes, eat all the peaches.
There we go.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay.
And one more. It's right there on the first row, right in the middle. One more long one.
There we are.
The fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. What a name. Okay, so here's the thing about this one. It's another isekai where an entire class gets sent to another world after forming up groups. Basically,
Sunny Boy?
Kinda. No, not even close. Basically, like, you see, it starts with you seeing this dude in a cave, and there's a sexy lady with pink hair, and she's like nude, and she's like, I love you, marry me. And he's like, what? But just a week ago I was. And then cut back to the classroom where he appears to have just gotten beat up, and he's laying on the ground, and he is, as the show describes him, a fat, smelly loser. That is what the show calls him. And then the freaking PA system comes on, and God is like, hi, I'm God, and I'm going to send all y'all students to another world, form groups. And they form groups. No one wants to be in his group, so he's all alone. God's like, damn, dude, sucks to suck. I'll give you a little extra bump on your power level or whatever, and bye. And he drops him in the fucking jungle. And in the jungle, he must wait until the dice read 5 or 8. No, that's Jumanji. In the jungle, he comes across these fruits called the fruit of evolution. He eats them. They evolve him. He eats. So this is the thing that really bums me out about the show, is it has no fucking guts, because it starts with him being a quote unquote fat, smelly loser. If you're going to make a show about a fat, smelly loser, make it about a fat, smelly loser. Don't make him eat one fruit and then immediately level up, quote unquote, and become a regular looking skinny dude. Boring. From there, it just keeps getting more and more tropey.
So then is he a skinny, smelly loser?
Yes, he's still smelly. He kills a monkey with his stench.
Okay.
That's a real thing that happens. But it's just a bunch of isekai. It's everything you've ever seen. I mean, there's nothing new here. And the fact that, like, it calls him a fat, smelly loser and stuff, I'm like, this kind of sucks. If you're a huge isekai fan and you want to watch all the isekais,
so what you're
you could
saying,
do worse,
dude,
I
is
guess.
this guy went from a Magic the Gathering player to a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
How dare you? I get that's a joke only for you, sir. Anyway,
and it's a good one for me too.
Anyway, it's an F.
Oh, it's an F. Okay,
It's an F.
F for fruit.
There's our
For
long
fat,
ones out
smelly
of the way.
loser anime.
Jesus Christ. That's what the show calls him. I'm not calling him that. I would never. Anyway, what's next?
Anyway, dude, let's go with a MAME, Warrior of the Borderline.
Warrior at the borderline. I
At
believe.
the borderline.
Close enough. So this one, I got a lot of thoughts on this one. So I'm going to do a little bit of a compliment sandwich here. So good stuff, bad stuff, good stuff. Here's the tasty bread on top. It's a mech battle series set in 2061. Japan has been split by war. This kid finds an old bunker. He works to repair a mech he discovers there with scavenged parts and whatnot. And he finally sees a bit of progress where he discovers this rogue AI just hanging out in the woods. And he's like, hey, buddy, why don't you come over here and get me? So he gets him and puts him in the robot. And ta-da. Feels like some classic Saturday morning shit like Zords or one of the less serious Gundam series, which you'll be excited to know makes a lot of sense because of some people that worked on Gundam Build Fighters are actually on this one. It's got really good robot designs, pretty decent art. I was really surprised they didn't go full CG during the robot fights. They keep it 2D and it looks really good. Here's the big turd in this sandwich, is that the whole reason there's war and the whole country split is because this is a future in which Japan's economy and whatnot were caving because of a declining birth rate, okay, an aging population, okay, and so they opened the borders for immigrants to come in and work. Here we fucking go. So problem is those immigrants start taking over. Now Japan is split by these 4 foreign nations, and the actual Japanese citizens have little to no rights. It is every time you've ever heard like an alt-right person or a neo-Nazi talking about shit, this is what they're talking about. It's the fucking wet dream. It's like, ooh, that you can't let the immigrants in because you're gonna take over, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah, we're gonna give
That like this is the storyline.
back to the people.
And it took our jobs. Like that kind of shit. It's really shitty that like this is the story they're going with. That said, if you can enjoy a show about some pretty cool robot fights and you won't be swayed into believing that people who ain't from here are bad, then there is some fun to be had. The show is also charmingly self-aware. There's a bit where like the AI tells him, you gotta use your special move. And he's like, what do you mean special move? You gotta use your special move. It's called Bardish Breaker. And you gotta scream it out loud when you do it. Like, you know, they would in an anime. And he's like, that doesn't sound real, but he does it anyway. And it's kind of fun, but it has this whole malaise of like, bleh, on top of it. I think I'm gonna drop it in C. I think it's a C.
Okay. So there is a turd in the sandwich.
That's the turd in the sandwich.
Okay, so what kind of sandwich is it though?
It's turd sandwich.
Is there like some bologna on there?
It is a.
Is the turd
you know
a condiment or is it the main course?
You know what it is? It's a mustard, potato chip, and cheese sandwich. But there is a turd in there.
Oh man!
And
don't ruin my favorite sandwich.
You gotta eat around that turd, baby. You gotta eat around that turd.
No man, you already gave me this.
You have to nibble off the edges.
You already gave me this speech before about politics.
You gotta nibble off the edges, baby.
Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh no!
Oh no! You're messing it up. Okay,
it's all good.
What's next, baby?
Let's see. Let's do Blue Period.
Blue Period is the other show from Netflix, the one that actually they're dropping weekly. And I gotta tell you, I had difficulty actually writing down a good brief summary of this one, so I'm just gonna go off the dome with this one. First of all, I like this show a lot. It's a high school kid. He comes from a family that does not have a lot of wealth. He is focused on his future, like he's doing good grades. He's thinking about where he's going to go for college and everything because he wants to make sure that since his family doesn't have a lot of money, that he can get into a school that one, he can afford, but also that is going to get him a job that will make him money so his family and he doesn't have to worry about this stuff in the future. He's being a very practical young man. The thing is, he sees the art students and they're all going to go to art school and he's like, well, y'all aren't going to make any money. You're following your dream. That's dumb, blah, blah, blah. When in reality, that's what he wants to do. And he's jealous that they are taking the risk of going for it. And I feel like that's very relatable. Like this is a kid who feels like he's got to get a real job and do a 9-to-5 to support his family, but he wants to make things. You actually see him draw and do some art and it's pretty decent. The whole thing's named after Picasso's Blue Period. They give you some pretty cool art advice in here. It's like, you know, doing the green and then doing the colors over that for the skin because it gives it a better tone and whatnot. All this stuff. I really enjoy this show. There is one bit in there that is pretty. It's a bit dark. Where when he talks to the art club people, there's one student who who is a girl who is wearing a girl's outfit, but he calls this girl by a male name and says, "Why you should be ashamed of dressing like that," or something like that. So it appears to be possibly a trans student who he is dead naming, which is pretty not cool. But then like he apologizes for that afterwards when it's revealed that like he's just jealous because they're doing what he wants to do. It's still pretty gross. Hopefully that doesn't come back anymore. He's being a dick to be a dick. It's like he's lashing out because he feels like he doesn't have.
As long as they, I don't really have a problem with it as long as they kind of put it like that way, you know. Like,
yeah, that's the thing is they don't.
I'm just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, that bit's a bit. Honestly, it was kind of hard to watch, but afterwards they seem to be getting along fine. Yeah. So I don't know. I really enjoy this one. I think it's an A. It's an A? Okay. I think it's our first A.
First A. Boom. Blue Period.
I really like Blue Period. I'm hoping to keep going with it and see what else happens with this one. I mean, pretty much everything that's not a D or lower is going to get 3 episodes from me. Maybe 2 with some of these C's. We'll see. But yeah, what's next, baby?
All right, man. Let's go to another color, kind of. Platinum End.
Platinum End. Boy, oh boy, Platinum End. So here's the thing about Platinum End is if you watch 5 minutes of this, you're going to be like, hey, this looks like Death Note. It's from the makers of Death Note. There you go. You ever seen Death Note?
Mm-hmm.
It was dark and grim and, edgy. So it's a show about a kid who is like, he's just about to graduate high school. And he decides, I don't want to live anymore. So he jumps off a building.
Damn, dude, fucking feel ya.
But then wow. All right. Before he dies, he realizes he has not hit the ground and he is in fact kind of zipping through the air because an angel caught him and saved his life. And then this angel gives him magic wings and a magic arrow that'll make anyone he hits with this arrow fall in love with him. And it's like, all right, weird. All right.
But I want to hit you, beautiful angel.
Yeah.
Did I figure out the show just now?
No. He goes on to learn some very horrible things about his past, and then some people die horribly. So if it sounded like, oh, this is going to be kind of lighthearted, it's from the people who made Death Note. Come on. It's dark, like Death Note. It's edgy, like Death Note. It hates its female characters, just like Death Note. It also, seems like it's going to devolve into some kind of battle anime because there's a whole side thing that's gonna become the main thing about people who, like this guy, have gotten wings and or arrows who are gonna duke it out to be the next, to figure out who's going to be the next capital G god. So that's what you're dealing with. Man, here's the thing. I watched Death Note. I thought Death Note was fine. This seems like it's taken the Death Note formula and putting it in a slightly different genre or whatever, but still pretty close to Death Note. If I saw this when I was like in sophomore year, I'd probably love it. I can't be dealing with this dark, edgy bullshit where like the dude almost bangs his aunt and then she kills herself. I don't need to watch that.
Why did he almost bang his aunt?
Because he hit her with the love arrow, because that would make her.
Was it accidentally?
No, he did it on purpose, because that'll make her do whatever he says, so he can make her tell him what really happened to his parents. Why did his parents die? Yeah, this show, it's too much for me.
Interesting.
It's too much for me, bro. I'm gonna put it in F.
Oh, all the way to F.
Look, I know there's people
I thought it was going to get a D for dark ass bullshit.
No, that would be if it was boring for dark ass bullshit.
Okay.
I think for me it's an F. I understand if people out there want to watch this. If you're into that stuff, that's cool.
Maybe you should add him in the comments right now.
I know you're gonna, but
good buddy Brandon, that is just fucking wrong.
Look, tell me I'm wrong. I'll watch 3 and I'll see how I feel after 3.
Be like, hey man, you're a D for dipshit.
I can't deal with the grim dark shit anymore, man. I just can't. Well, to an extent. I don't know. Anyway, pick another one, baby.
Man, I like that grim dark shit.
Check it out in an episode. Maybe you'll like it.
Let's go with Sakugan.
Sakugan. So Sakugan is a sci-fi series. People live underground in a big dome. There are networks of monster-filled caves called the Labyrinth that folks called markers explore and try to map out. And there's also people who just work the mine. A young girl named Mimimpu wants to become a marker, but she works with her dad in the mine, her single father. And she wants to become a marker so she can go through the labyrinth and find this mysterious place that she keeps seeing in her dreams. But her single father won't allow it, as it is too dangerous. And then shit goes down in the second half that I don't want to talk about because this show kind of kicks ass. Pretty decent animation. The mechs and monsters are CGI and it's kind of meh, but the rest of it's very good. Feels like a touching father-daughter story with a pretty healthy dose of action. It kind of reminded me of like Somali and the Forest Spirit plus Maiden to Abyss plus a little bit of Gurren Lagann, and that's a pretty sweet mix. I'm gonna put this one in A. I think it is as close to an S as any of these A's are getting, but I'm gonna put it in A.
So we're gonna put it in the front of Blue Period.
Yeah. Put it in front of Blue Period.
There you go. There you go.
I think
there you go.
Sakugan's really, really cool, and I look forward to watching more of it.
Okay.
What else you got, baby?
Excellent. Let's do Deep Insanity, The Lost Child.
God,
this one sounds edgy.
The name of it, right? Okay, so this one will be pretty quick. Sci-fi series where people called sleepers, they're in Antarctica and they travel underground for some reason to fight monsters called Scarred in a big underground zone called the Asylum. And here's the thing with a bunch of these sci-fi series, a lot of them don't tell you enough about what's happening, and some of them tell you way too much about what's happening. Something like Sakugan, I think, struck a pretty good chord where it was like right in the middle, and I was like, I'm interested and intrigued, but you haven't told me literally everything, so I'm still in it. This one told me literally nothing, and I was just like, hey, this is weird and I don't understand what's happening, and it's a D. I found it very... I mean, there's like nothing here I couldn't find in another sci-fi series about people fighting monsters.
D for Deep Insanity. Okay.
D for Deep Insanity. You're gonna do that with all these, huh?
Yep.
Try to anyway.
I'm gonna try it.
All right, what you got next? We haven't had any B's yet.
No B's yet. Let's try Visual Prison.
Visual Prison. So Roger, do you know what Visual K is? Or Visual Kai? I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Nope.
So it was a thing I remember seeing like online a bunch in like the mid to late 2000s. It's basically Japanese glam rock as far as I can tell. And that's what this is. It's a music/battle series. If you're familiar with Visual K, I think it's pronounced Kei, then you might have some fun here. Basically, a bunch of these bands of very pretty boys with swords and powers are going to battle with music to appease the blood moon and gain incredible power, but only the band
moon rises once again.
Indeed it, yes, the Blood Moon. But only one the band who with the best song can win. Then a new dude shows up. He's drawn into the fight when his powers awaken. And the next few episodes apparently are going to involve him finding his bandmates. The animation's pretty good. Goes into some pretty mess CGI for the performances, like any number of idol animes I've watched in the past few years. Music is kind of pretty good, except, you know, it's Japanese glam rock, so the lyrics are going to be a little bit cringy. A lot of like guilty cross kind of shit. And I'm like, what does that mean? Also, they're all vampires, except for the main dude who's a half vampire, a dampire.
Yeah.
That's the show.
Damn fear.
A damn fear.
Yeah.
You know what? You found the bee.
Oh, I found the bee?
Yeah, I don't hate this one.
Okay, visual prison.
It's kind of interesting. It's not bad.
And now that we've got one in each rack, I think it's time to go to Digimon Ghost Game.
Ah, hell yeah.
Brandon,
right.
you want to tell them about this one?
No, I don't. I'm going to let you take this one, big boy.
It's the one that I watched.
I'll tell me about it, say it.
Okay, so this is about a character who his father mysteriously disappears. Ooh. And there are weird happenings going on at his school. Mm-hmm. The kids speak, they have whispers, rumors of. It's kind of similar to Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Okay.
Where the people are like whispering about this creature.
Yeah,
the Stitch-faced man in the first episode.
It's kind of like rumors and urban legend kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, turns out the Stitch-faced man was Clockmon. It's a Digimon.
Okay.
So go figure. This is spooky Digimon. This is what this is.
Hell yeah. There's a lot of spooky series this season. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
this should be.
Season.
This should be.
So, I like this show, but I did not love this show.
Okay.
It does a good enough job of feeling like, you know, kind of a spookier show. Mm-hmm. But it definitely does it in well-treaded ground. Like, this what feels original about it is Digimon, and that's not what should feel original about it.
I see.
Now, I did love when the kid gets his Digimon. I love the design of the Digimon. I love that Digimon. It is cute as hell. It is freaking amazing. Its name is Gammamon.
Gammamon?
Gammamon.
Like gamma rays?
Yep.
Okay.
And it is cute as hell, and it will fight to the death for its little buddy.
Well, if it doesn't turn into the Hulk,
his dad
I don't know what we're
appears via this watch, and he's like, this Digimon essentially now your little brother.
Okay.
Yeah. So Gammamon's like, my big brother. It's very cute.
Gammamon Nissan.
It is very cute, and with that, I mean,
I guessed you would put it in B.
You guessed that I would put it in B.
Pure guess. Pure soul read.
I'm gonna put it in C.
Okay.
Because this show could be a lot more, but really what makes it special is it's just spooky Digimon.
Hell yeah.
Like if the Digimon weren't there, then I would not recommend this over any other horror show ever. There we go.
All right. What's next for us then?
Let's do My Senpai is Annoying.
Man, you ever watch one of these and like you want to like it real bad?
Yeah, I wanted to like
Digimon Ghost Game?
Yeah, I wanted to like it more. I did like it, but
you didn't like it. All right. Yeah, I get you. So, My Senpai is Annoying is an office comedy / romance where the junior saleswoman in the department is paired with the senior salesman. She is, he's a big, burly dude. He's a very large man. And she, here's the kicker, looks like a child. Like, it's one thing to draw a character short. It's another to have them be youthful. They literally, like, drew a kid and put a suit jacket on her. Like, she's got the little one fang and everything. She just looks like a little girl. Like, that's it. And you can't really say anything else about it. Like, when they're walking together, she comes up to below this dude's waist. She is so tiny. And so, like, I want to like this one because, like, it's got cute bits, like when they're working together and when they're on lunch break. It's pretty cute. But then toward the end, they give you the romance bits, and it just feels really weird. Like, if we're doing the whole, like, oh, she's cute, she's like a kid, you got to protect the baby, that's one thing. But, like, he tells her, you know, if I had a wife and kid, I'd want the kid to be like you. And then she's like, why can't I be the wife? And I'm like, ugh! Ugh! And it's one of those where it's like, it's one of those, but it's cool animes because, yeah, she looks like a kid. Like, we literally drew the kid from, like, any number of those cute little shows. But she's actually an adult, so it's cool, right? That's not cool. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really struggle whether to put this one in C or F, but what do you think, man? C or F?
I think you put it right in the middle. Put it in a D.
So boring?
It's not boring. It's not good. It's not bad. It's a D.
It's kind of bad though.
Yeah. Well, it's a D for damn shame, dude.
It's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
Yeah, all right.
Put it in.
We're just gonna go with that. I'm out on this one.
You said
man.
C or F. The only logical place to go is D.
All right.
For damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
It's
All right.
a
What's
damn
next?
shame. If you want to watch something like this that is actually really good, and the character designs aren't creepy, you should check out My Love Story.
Or Wotakoi. Wotakoi's cute.
My Love Story is much cuter.
Yeah, but I
guess that was
the
a
fact
high
that it's an
school
office
romance,
setting. I mean, yeah. So Wotakoi has an office setting at least. But yo, I've seen bits of My Love Story.
It's really very cute.
Yeah.
Let's go with
Shikizakura.
Shikizakura. There we go.
Shikizakura is an action sci-fi series.
You know it's bad when I'm like, oh.
Yeah, dude. So this one, some kind of monsters attacked a small village, and this little kid was the lone survivor when the whole town like exploded or something. Now it's years later, he's in high school, and he is attacked by similar looking monsters before being saved by a group of Power Ranger looking people. Then he like makes a deal with a demon or something and becomes a Power Ranger or something. It got weird. It's CGI. It is not the worst CGI I've seen this season. We will get to that. It actually had like some pretty fucking good CGI at the beginning. The fight scene looked pretty nice. But like the characters are pretty likable, but like honestly, it's so standard. I'm gonna put in C. It's like I'm not completely out on Shikizakura, but
C.
Like there are better superheroes fighting demon kind of shits out there. I mean, we'll see. I'll watch a couple more and we'll see how I feel. But it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
Yeah, C for we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. What's next?
Let's do the last one. Watch Primagi?
Pre-Magi, I think.
Pre-Magi.
Something like that. This one I actually this show is evil to me because it made me have to sign up for High Dive because High Dive's not on Verve anymore. But I did watch it. So a normal girl is a
Was it worth $5?
I watched a couple shows on there. It's fine. My Love Story's on there. So
yeah, great show.
There you go. A normal girl is accosted.
High Dive has a great library.
Yeah, by a normal girl is accosted by a magical cat girl who needs a partner to take part in the Pre-Magi, which is a song and dance competition. It moves very fast. It doesn't explain very much. It does the CG thing only during the performances. That again, a few shows do that. I'm not super into it. It does have one really legitimately hilarious bit at the very beginning. Maybe I'm not gonna say the hardest I laughed at anything this season, but there's a bit at the very beginning where like Cat Girl is like, no, magic is real. I can do magic. Check this out. Magic shit or whatever. She tries to do a spell, but her magic has been sealed by like her uncle or something. And she just ends up looking like an idiot. And she's like, oh, dang it, my magic's not working. And then the normal girl just claps her on the shoulder and goes, hey, let's take you to the police. And it's fucking hilarious. It's like just such a deadpan moment. It's very, very good. But the show itself kind of sucked, and it's a C. Come on, man.
Sorry, dude.
You moving everywhere. Scroll up a little bit. Get back in. Yeah. Oh, did you zoom in?
Yeah, dude, I zoomed in while you were talking.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
There
Whatever. Close enough. Next up.
Rumble Grandall.
Garandol? I'm honestly not sure how to say it.
Doing a terrible job of pronouncing it.
So Rumble Gandalf is kind of like, I think, a slightly more fun version of that Amame show we talked about earlier. So it's a sci-fi action series. The military in Japan has taken over and outlawed, because here we go, it's one of these. They have outlawed all otaku culture, and the nerds and fanboys are fighting back. Against their big robots with their own big robots. And it's cute enough. It is chock-a-block the fuck full of anime references. Like, there's a whole thing where, like, dude gets into this robot. normal dude who doesn't want any part of this. He's just trying to live his life, but he almost gets attacked by a bunch of robots, so he jumps into a robot that showed up and didn't have a pilot. And like the little AI thing is like blah blah blah, talking to him, and then it turns out that the AI is actually a girl who's in the back part, and she's the living battery. Oh, it's a battery girl. Okay, I've seen that in a couple animes. The dude who like appears to be the leader of the nerds is doing a straight up Kamina cosplay from Gurren Lagann. Like, it is full of these goofy ass references, and it's kind of fun. The CGI robots kind of have this chibi look to them, which kind of works, and the quote unquote camera work, like the way they edit it, hides a lot of the faults that I usually notice with CG. The CG in this one is not bad. But yeah, the big thing is the battery girl, who's like, the whole shtick is that she has to stay motivated in order to put out power for this robot. So like, if he doesn't go full nerd and like do a like heroic speech like the anime hero was, or like scream out his attacks when he does them, then she gets bored and the robot dies. It loses power. So it's kind of this goofy thing where they gotta like go back and forth with each other. Honestly, I'm a little bit hesitant because I just don't trust some of these animes. Like, oh, the nerds are the, culture that's being like, shit on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It could be a whole thing, and like, if it turns into that whole like the girl is too emotional and the man is too rational thing, like the way they have to go back and forth with their shit, then that's shitty. But based on one episode, I like it. It's a B. One episode, it's a B.
I like it, dude. I like it. It sounds good.
It's all right.
It sounds good.
It's all right. What do you got?
All right, man. Let's keep up with robots and go to Muv-Luv Alternative.
Muv-Luv. Do you know anything about Muv-Luv?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so
I do believe Muv-Luv is originally a hentai.
So I know. So okay, here's what I wrote down. So Muv-Luv Alternative.
Also, hold on. There is another alternative. Muv-Luv Alternative Eclipse, which I have seen most of.
Yes, and there's Muv-Luv. So okay, I'm just gonna read what I wrote. Okay, it's a sci-fi war series where aliens called Beta have landed on Earth and are sweeping across the planet, destroying, killing.
Fucking betas.
Fucking
right?
those fucking soy boy beta cucks.
Dude.
God damn it. Anyway, fuck off, dude. We can't keep making these jokes. People are gonna think we're serious. They're sweeping across the planet, destroying, killing. Everything, and erecting these big hives where presumably they make more aliens, more betas. The betas are blooming. It's 1998.
The soy huts.
It's 1998 because holy shit, it's 1998. And we see a group of mech fighting soldiers attempt to fight off these aliens in northern Japan. Spoiler alert, a lot of them die. It's very, very dire, this show. So it's pretty standard. It's a little bit boring. It takes a pretty big dip into war movie territory with the amount of blood and despair in the second half of that first episode. Kind of reminds me of Blue Gender, but we're seeing Earth before it was fully overrun, basically. So the thing is, you might know more about this. According to Wikipedia, Muv-Luv is based on a visual novel released back in 2003, started as a romantic comedy, that was Muv-Luv Extra. Then there was an alternate timeline, which was a coming-of-age story, which is Muv-Luv Ultimate. And then an alien invasion war epic, which is Muv-Luv Alternative, and there apparently is more. So not for nothing.
Yeah, the one that I saw was Muv-Luv Alternative Eclipse,
which I don't even know. That might be like a
came out in 2010.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it goes in pretty hardcore. People get their ass whipped real early on.
Yeah. So not for nothing, I have only watched episode 1, but episode 2. The name of the episode is Recurring Worlds. So this whole thing could be a big weird swerve, and it's gonna like do more of them like the other worlds where like, oh, instead of dying horribly in his mech, this guy fucks that girl. I don't know.
I swear I could have swore there was like
it's on
there was some hentai.
On
yeah.
Wikipedia, it's described as it was released as an adult game on Windows or something. So it sounds pretty porny. I don't know enough about Muv-Luv.
Which is kind of cool though, the mashup is kind of neat.
Yeah, but if I'm going off this one episode,
okay.
There are way better fighting aliens and big robots shows out there, so this one's a D.
Okay.
D for don't you want more Muv-Luv? I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe I will still give this one here a shot.
You give it a shot. Honestly, that first episode was kind of...
My mouse is dying. There we go.
Mouse is fucking up again?
Yep. We're good. We're good. I got a cable on us now. So.
Well, what's next? What's next?
Let's do Ranking of Kings, dude.
Okay, Ranking of Kings is one that dropped Thursday, dropped yesterday. Did not watch it yesterday. I watched it today, Friday, as we record this, on my lunch break. And let me tell you, Ranking of Kings kicks a lot of ass. It is a fantasy series where a tiny little boy prince, a tiny little baby boy, he's got some big, and by big I mean massive, shoes to fill. It's in a kingdom of mostly just regular folks. Boji, the tiny prince, his parents appear to be actual fucking giants. They're huge, and he's tiny, and everyone else is like a normal person, it seems. He's also, and this is pretty interesting, deaf and mute. He does not talk. He can't really talk. And he can't hear either, which they do. I would be interested to learn how actual deaf people feel about this show, but like they do a thing where he can read lips, and every time someone's talking to him in any kind of official capacity, like in the castle or something, there's always someone there who is doing sign language for him. And I don't know if it's like real Japanese sign language or what, but they're definitely doing it, and it's pretty interesting the way they actually go for it. So yeah, my boy is deaf and mute, and pretty much every subject in this kingdom thinks he's just a little dum-dum, and they do talk a little bit of shit on my boy. As does Kage, which is a kind of cute little shadow monster who the little prince meets by chance and attempts to befriend. But in this world, where kings are literally ranked, and Giant Daddy is number 7, this little dude is next in line to take over, and all he wants is to do it good. And Roger, how do you measure the worth of a man? In wealth or strength or size? Who can say?
Who can say?
Who can say? If anyone recognizes those lyrics, shout out to you, but I'm not going to finish the song. Anyway, cute story. Great pacing for this premiere. I showed Roger a little bit of this one.
Yeah,
this
pretty.
Animation is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Very old school, thick lines, whimsical as all fuck.
It reminds me of 80s American animation.
Yeah, it looks really good. I was telling Trey at work,
like when they do the high-end budget movies and stuff like that.
It kind of felt to me like if you took like I don't know, Ponyo, like a good Ghibli, and then squish that together with like Disney's Robin Hood. It kind of hit me with those same vibes. And it's got like it's whimsical as all fuck and has some character designs that really stick with you. The show kicks all the ass. And I said on our last ramble that another show we're going to get to was my Tippitiest Toppiest. I think this is my new Tippitiest Toppiest.
Okay.
It might be recency bias, but it's absolutely an S. It is absolutely my favorite thing I've watched right now. Why did you put it in F?
It's stupid mouse.
Did the mouse die again?
My mouse is messing up. It's not dead. I've been charging this mouse for days.
I'm dying, Roger. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it, dude. So we're gonna make it work.
There it is.
There he is. There's my baby boy. Come on. This is what you come to the good buddies for.
My boy! We made it. Yes, Ranking of Kings is very cute. It's very, very cute. And we'll see how it goes, but I think it's very cute. All right, what's next?
Let's do Tesla Note.
Oh, baby, you found the ugliest show this season, baby.
Oh, really?
You found it. You found it. This one's CG, and it fucking sucks. Like, there's a bit at the beginning that's kind of like a intro to the show, and then the next thing you see is like what appears to be a normal-ass classroom.
Now, did these people try to say that they're going to change the game in animation?
No, they didn't go that far. They knew better. But like, there's a bit where like you literally see like a 2D classroom, and there's like girls sitting at a desk, and you're looking at like from the halfway of the classroom to the back, you're seeing people sitting there, and then this not just CG character stands up in front of them and walks toward the door, and it's like it looked like someone stood up in front of the TV. It was so fucking out of place. They also do the thing from like Sonic Adventure where the mouths go wah 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 like when they're talking, and it looks fucking awful. It looks so bad. I'm sorry, but this one sucks. Anyway, it's a CG sci-fi series. Nikola Tesla left a bunch of crystal shards with his knowledge and inventions in them scattered across the globe. And now it's up to some super smart spy kids to track them down before they fall into the wrong hands or spontaneously activate or some bullshit. I don't know. It's boring and weird and hard to watch.
Can I guess where this one's going?
Oh, I think you know exactly where it's going.
When the time is appropriate?
Go ahead.
The time is now?
The time is now. It's an F, baby, yeah. You got it. What's next? Can scroll up.
Let's go. Oh, do I need to scroll below?
Yeah, you're up. Oh, not down.
Dude, this mouse is wigging out, man.
Mouse is tripping.
It's. It's freaking wigging out.
All right. There we go.
There we go. Good enough. 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 Good enough Good enough. Okay. Let's do Miroku-chan.
Miroku-chan. So this is one that like I'm kind of happy on. So it's a creep show anime. It's like it's spooky time.
Oh, spooky boy.
Yeah, it's apparently, so it's described as like a comedy horror. I'm only seeing horror in this first episode. Maybe the comedy will come. But basically there's a high school girl who is suddenly plagued with visions of ghouls and ghosts, and all they do is get all up in her face, all creepy
I
and
did
shit.
want to watch this one.
Yeah, and they're like, they just keep saying, "Can you see me? Can you?" Like while their like throats are slitting open and like babies are falling out of their chest and shit. It's weird, it's creepy. And she just keeps shrugging them off and ignoring them until they leave her alone. But the first episode ends with a confrontation in school where she can't really escape. It's like she has to admit she sees this freaking thing in front of her. Seems like it's gonna go Ghost Whisperer route, maybe. I don't know. Where like maybe she needs to help the ghosts, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. The thing that drops points for me is that it's constantly doing these camera angles where like it's focusing on her busty friend's boobs or her thighs, or like, first of all, who wears pajamas so tight you can see everything?
Me?
Really?
Yeah, man.
You need to get some looser shit
Oh, I'm sorry.
so you can be comfortable. All right, live your life. But like,
I don't wear pajamas.
there's a bit where like she's in these very tight pajamas, you can see everything, and she's looking under like the sink, and it just, the camera zooms right in on her taint, and it's like, come on, y'all. Like, if I was being very generous, I would say, oh, it's doing that, like, what is it, the bridge thing where like your brain confuses fear for sexy. No, it's just them throwing in weird sexy shit in the horror show, and it's weird.
Come on, man. Let's make the taint normal. Everybody has a taint.
Everybody has a taint. I'm saying, like, this is a high school girl. I don't need you to zoom in up her butthole when she's being terrorized by ghosts. It's weird. All right, it's fine. Whatever. It's very leering and oogly. It's a C for me, but I can see what I could totally understand if people are higher on this one.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna check this one out.
I am gonna watch at least a couple more. I watched this one with Haley, and she was like, "Ooh, ghosties!" So we're gonna watch.
So she liked it a little more than you.
She likes the ghosties.
Yeah.
She wants to watch more of it to see if it is gonna go like Ghost Whisperer angle, where like she has to try and help the ghost or whatever, figure it out. But first episode is just them going.
So it's nothing like Inspector.
I mean, not yet. The first episode isn't. No.
Okay.
No.
That was a good ghosty show.
That was a good ghosty show.
That was a good one.
I like Inspector a lot. All right,
let's do Tact Op Destiny.
Tact Op Destiny. So this is one.
Sorry, Op Dot Destiny.
Yes, Tact Op Dot Destiny. You get it right. So this is a sci-fi action series set in the year 2047. There is a conductor named Tact and a music arts, whatever that means, named Cosette, who fight these music-hating monsters called D2. This show does not explain a lot. It's one of those that doesn't explain enough.
Does it need to?
It doesn't. I mean, here's the thing. No, it fucking doesn't need to, because it kind of just throws you in and hopes you stick around. And you know what? I'm sticking around because the plot leaves a lot of questions, but it's Mappa and Madhouse at the same time, and this animation is so goddamn pretty. I just want to keep watching it. It's very, 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 very fucking pretty. And there's fight scenes, and they're flipping around, and it's all smooth and shit. And it's doing the blurry thing. It's really nice to look at. So I am still in. If it doesn't start making a little more sense, I don't know. We'll find out. But for right now, it's B.
It's a B.
It's probably the highest B. It is as close to A as any of those Bs are getting.
Okay.
It might be an A, but it's a B.
Let's talk about my Ancient Girls Frame here.
Ancient Girls Frame is one that I've seen no one talking about, really. Like the sites I usually go to get second opinions on anime reviews and stuff. Haven't seen any of them cover this one, which might have not been on the regular like calendar or whatever, because it's apparently like a Chinese web series that got picked up, and now it's on freaking Funimation, I believe. But it's a sci-fi action series where giant robots fight aliens. Okay.
More robots and aliens.
Yeah, more robots and aliens. Here's the thing, I was kind of taken by this one. It was kind of fun to look at. So there's these weird squid aliens that attack the Earth. A force of fighting robots battle them, and said robots can only be piloted by teen girls for some reason. Here's the thing: is it's got a little bit of hooks. It's got a little bit of hooks because like the main girl's sister was apparently Army and died ? So she wants to join, but her parents won't let her. And you know, it's pretty cookie cutter, but it's got hooks. It's got little baby hooks. but it's got hooks. So I think I'm putting it in B. I think Ancient Girl's Frame is a B. It's not bad.
B
it is
for
a low B.
Low B for little baby hooks.
Low B for baby hooks, yes. But yeah, I'm kind of into it. It's got some pretty cool stuff going on. You know, I like it better than some of the other like giant robot fighting shows. We've been looking at. What else you got?
All right, let's do Mute King, the dancing hero.
So I'm still not sure if it's Mute King or Mutaking, because the main character's name is Mutakai.
Sounds like he's from MHA.
Maybe. Yeah.
The dancing hero.
I am Mute King, the dancing hero.
I was born to dance.
Why can I hear you? I thought you were Mute King. Shut up. So here's the thing: is this one is a straight up slapstick, wild, ridiculous hero comedy, and it's dripping in this 80s style. This kid named Mutakai shows up in the big city. Wow, I finally made it. Neo San Francisco. And then he has a hell of a day filled with outrageous characters. You got the CEO of OctiQ, which is an Apple-esque tech company that might actually be a bunch of Earth-conquering aliens. And there's then the cute diner waitress who hears you order burger or hears you order coffee and then brings you cream soda and only cream soda. She only gives you cream soda. You got a dreadlocked DJ whose name is DJ aka DJ, and you do have to say the whole thing like a pimp named Slipback or a Tribe Called Quest. DJ aka DJ, who has a special boombox that when he turns it on can stimulate the quote extremely soulful good octopus cells in Mutakai to transform him into Mutaking, a rollerblading Ultraman type who can defeat alien enemies with his dancing. The art is pretty simple, but it's eye-wateringly bright and colorful, and I kind of love it. Switches between 2D and 3D for the performances, which you know I don't love, but it works okay. Soundtrack is pretty fucking sweet. It's got a really decent soundtrack. I've really liked it. And the show is just really weird and random that I was falling in love with this one like 5 minutes in. Also, DJ aka DJ may or may not be giving Mutakai's grandma the pipe. He's probably fucking this dude's grandma. And it's very funny. The show kind of kicks ass. It's an A.
Okay.
Look, you watch this one, I know you might look at it and be like, this art kind of sucks. You're right. But it's funny. It is fun. Don't you want to have a good time? Remember fun? Remember when we used to have fun?
A good time, dude.
All right. What's next?
All right, man. We're starting to get down. Got down to the bottom of the barrel here. Well, let's do the Away Paladin.
The Away Paladin, of the very basic cookie cutter isekais we've been getting this season, I think is probably my favorite of them. It's an isekai with a dude who is reborn in the city of the dead at the end of another lost highway. It's a big ruin where only 3 beings dwell: an old man ghost, a zombified woman, and a big hulking skeleton man. And these 3 raise this kid. They're teaching him about magic and combat and everything. And at the end of episode 1, he's still a kid, so it seems like it's gonna move kind of slow. But so far, I think it is my favorite isekai this season. And that's not saying a whole bunch because I'm kind of sick and tired of fucking isekais. But it's all right. And you know, it might fall apart in the next couple episodes, but I think it's okay. It's kind of cool seeing this kid. Like, you see him like when first of all, you see him as a kid, and then there's a little flashback where you see him when he first was quote unquote born into this world, and he's a little baby laying on a table, and he sees this zombie woman and this big skeleton standing over, and he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. And then they're just like, hey little buddy, we're gonna take care of you. And it's like, oh, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. It's a B. It's kind of cute.
It's a B? Okay.
It's kind of cute.
I didn't expect that one to get a B.
It's kind of cute. It's a B. It's kind of cute.
But here we are. Here we are.
It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute.
Now let's get something that's not a B. That
right.
Starts with B. Build Divide. Hashtag 0000000. Code Black.
All right. You found the not B for sure. Build Divide, Code Black. I'm not saying all the hashtags and zeros. I'm not saying the # 000. It's a card battle anime where a dude with amnesia and a sick dick hopes to battle to the top of the charts.
He's got amnesia and a sick dick?
A sick deck. It's a card battle anime, sir.
A big dick?
A 40-card deck.
The dude's dick is how big?
God damn it, Roger. You know damn well I'm talking about card game. He has a deck of cards.
Okay. Big old dick of cards.
Son of a bitch. He hopes to battle to the top of the charts and fight the king of the game, I guess. I don't know. It spends a lot of time trying to explain the rules of the game to me, and this is a real game. You can buy it right the fuck now. But honestly, it's pretty fucking boring. It's real simple. Main dude's design is cringy as hell. He wears a plain black hoodie, but then when he gets serious, he pulls the hood up to reveal it's got a big hood with these weird, like, spiky bunny ears, and then a little bit that goes over the front, so his mouth is covered up, so he looks real menacing. It's all black and red because he's a real MLG pro gamer, like Reaper from Overwatch, bro. And I fucking hate it. Dude. It's an F. This show sucks.
I'm sorry. Like black hoodies, though.
Dude,
I don't want you maligning black hoodies.
But like, okay, but
that's what I like.
But with big weird bunny ears on top and the little real scary boy flap on the front, so he's like wearing a mask.
Maybe the flap. I don't know.
It's cringy as hell.
Keeps your face warm.
Fucking cringe, bro.
Let's do Taisho Otome Fairy Tale.
Taisho Otome Fairy Tale is one that, man, I want to like this one. I want to like this one a lot. It's a romance. It's set in the Taisho period, 1921. A dude is ostracized by his family, kind of like Duke of Death and his maid, except he's not ostracized for having magic powers or anything. This dude is ostracized because he was in a car wreck as a young child. His mother died, and it fucked up his right hand, his dominant hand. So it's like, oh, this kid can't even work. Fuck
his J.O. hand?
How will our boy J.O.?
How will our boy ever J.O.?
How will he J.O.? But he's sent off to live alone in the woods by himself. But then a girl shows up who was apparently, it's the 20s, was apparently purchased by his father and then sent off to be his companion. And there's a bit of an age gap, first of all. That's a hurdle. He's 17. She's apparently 14. If the show is about marginalized people who find kinship together, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be...
As long as she waits, 4 years to be his J.O. hand.
Jesus Christ, Roger.
Then it's all good.
I feel like what's actually going to happen here is it's going to be one of those where like, she's the perfect girl and she's the perfect wife and she deals with all his sad boy bullshit and she's going to fix him because she's so perfect and she cooks and cleans all the time. There's literally a bit in here where she like runs through the hallway at him like a fucking Roomba polishing the floor, and it's kind of funny, but it's also like, Jesus Christ, dude. Also, this one's really distracting because there's a song she sees that is note for note the exact same melody as an old hymn called What a Friend We Have in Jesus, which
there we go.
I found out was actually rewritten by a dude in Japan in the late 1800s to be about stars. So that's why I keep hearing it in animes. There's like a short series I saw that played the same song, and I was like, why is everyone Christian? It was weird, but turns out it's they rewrote it so it's about songs. There's a dude, the poet back in the day, rewrote it so it's about stars. Okay, fine. Anyway, this one's a C. I really want to enjoy it, but I don't trust an anime with an age gap. I just don't trust it.
How will our boy ever J.O.?
How will our boy J.O.?
How will our girl ever help her boy J.O. if she doesn't wait 4 years?
Me and Haley watched this together, and like when they said his dominant hand was ruined, he can't use his dominant hand, we were both just like, how will our boy J.O.? Oh no! All right,
I don't know who those Skip and Chet guys are. Nobody else knows either.
Nobody else knows. You should check them out. Skip and Chet. Anyway, on YouTube.
The vampire dies in no time.
I like this one a lot, actually. So this is another like straight up slapstick comedy. It's a comedy series where a vampire hunter and he wears all red and he looks like fucking what's that fucking show? Vampire Hunter D or something? I don't remember. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about Helsing?
Helsing, yeah, that's it. I don't know. I'm making
Vampire Hunter D. That's the main character there wears black.
Okay.
And Helsing, Alucard wears all red. He's got he's got the crazy red hat and
a
yellow
big red.
glasses.
He's got a big red coat, right?
Yeah.
See, I've never watched any of these.
Now Helsing is bad. Well, actually, both of them are badass.
Okay. So
I'm not about to malign either one of them. They're both great.
I remember a lot of people being into Helsing back in the day, back in high school.
Both of them are classic.
All right. So this vampire hunter dude looks like fucking Helsing, but with white hair, I think.
It's Alucard, yeah.
He gets called in to save a young boy who's been lured to the dreaded vampire Draluk's manor. I don't know why they call him Draluk. Dracula is fucking open source, baby. Anybody can use that. He's public domain. Just call him Dracula. It's cool. Anyway, he gets in there only to find that Draluk is in fact an absurd weakling who poofs into sand when he so much as stubs a toe, and then he reforms a little bit later. He also looks incredible. Like, this is straight up Count Chocula. Like, he looks like a fucking old school ridiculous vampire, and I love him. Turns out the kid is not in any kind of danger. He's just been playing all of Draluk's video games, and Draluk is super weak, but everyone talks him up like he's a big deal because that's how you get the good tourism, baby. Check it out, it's Draluk's Manor. Ooh, don't get too close. Anyway, the two end up begrudgingly teaming up, and the show is very funny. It's legit funny. Pure slapstick. My only quibble is that the vampire hunter, when he first finds the kid, accuses Draluk of being some kind of pervert. He's not. Kid's just playing video games. It's a little weird. But otherwise, it makes sense, but it's weird. Anyway, also, check this out. Draluk has a pet named John the Armadillo, and he's very cute. And I've never so badly wanted a plush toy of a character in an anime.
Is it an actual armadillo?
It's an actual armadillo. It's
nice.
It's a little yellow armadillo. Which,
straight from the land of Texas.
So check it out. This
There's
is
a native animal here.
This is a super weird, like, niche reference. Apparently, 1931 Dracula with Bela Lugosi, they had like, oh, there's the bats. Oh, there's all these rats and wolves everywhere. Here's some armadillos. Why are there armadillos in Transylvania? I don't know. They're weird. I don't know. They're just there. They're in the movie. And so this motherfucker, it's got a pet armadillo. Dog, this show's very cute and very funny, and I absolutely love it. It's an A. I really want people to watch this because I think it's very funny. That first episode, anyway, God knows, as with all these, all of them could fall apart in episode 2, but I really like The Vampire Dies in No Time. It's very funny. All right, we got 5 left. What are you going with?
Purora, Pride of Orange.
Pura or something like that. Pride of Orange, yes. Okay, so
Purore, maybe. I don't know.
Pura Ore, Pride of Orange is what I have written here. It's a weird little slice of life that seems to have an identity problem. So this starts with an intense hockey game with these girls. They're on the hockey team. It is the fucking World Cup, Japan versus fucking Canada. Ice hockey. They are going at it, and boom. This is the first 2 minutes. I'm not spoiling anything. Boom, they score the winning goal. Yes, we did it. We're the champions. Oh my God. And then it cuts to them in these cute idol outfits, dancing and singing on the ice. And I'm like, what? And then it gets to the actual show, and it's them in like a club doing needle points. They're learning how to do needle point. It seems like they want to do everything. I don't know. So I don't know. It's a weird slice of life. They do end up going to an ice hockey tryout thing to like see what it's all about. And like the coach is like, that's her dream, is to have an ice hockey team that then does like cute idol songs. So the people love it and they'll keep coming back to the fucking hockey game. I don't know. It's a lot. And
it's a gimmick.
It's a huge gimmick. And I was confused and not into it. And it was boring, but it wasn't super boring. I'm gonna put it in D. I'm not super out. I'm not completely out on this one, but I don't know. I don't really want to watch anymore. But it's a D.
D.
What's next?
All right. Let's do The Night Beyond the. Go ahead.
Tri-cornered window.
Tri-cornered window.
All right.
Triangular window.
Yes, that's what we're going with. So here's one that I've made a slight reference to this one in our previous episode where we were talking about Sailor Moon. So, all right. So here's the thing about The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window is it is a it's another kind of creepy show. There's like ghosts and shit, right? I'm trying to find it in my notes because I have all these fucking notes. Here it is. So it should be a pretty standard ghost hunting show. There's a blonde dude who runs an exorcism business, and he's basically like Regan if Regan was legit. And he meets this dark-haired guy who can see ghosts, and then hires him to get rid of spirits. It's literally like Mob Psycho, but if Regan wasn't a fraud, right? But also, the way they exorcise the ghosts is Blondie touches the soul of the dark-haired dude. And when he does that, it apparently feels very good, and it's pretty fucking erotic.
Does he nut?
He basically nuts. But okay, stay with me here. First of all, here's some real dialogue from the show.
Okay.
Here's some real dialogue from the show. I will be playing both parts. Stop, pull it out. Get out of me. It's all right. I'll go slowly. It should feel good. It feels really good for me. It's weird that I'm not getting hard. Like, and then the ghost dies and they go to Yummies for steak. Yummies, which is Denny's. They go to Yummies. When he fucked me good, I take his ass to the Yummies. All right? Here's the thing. Like, we're laughing about it. That's kind of funny. The problem is, this would be a good old gay time.
Don't even act like there's a problem, dude. If you're going to the Yummies.
It would be a good old gay time if the first, like, 2 times it happens, it was in any way consensual. It is not.
What's he talking about getting hard?
He's saying, like, hey, it's erotic. It's literally like, this is akin to, like, super sex. This is akin to sex for him. But it's happening with his soul, not his body. So he's not getting an erect. Literally, that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
So, like, the thing is, the first couple times it happens, it is in no fucking way consensual. And he basically just got soul molested. And it's not okay. And this is the thing I was kind of alluding to before. Like, there's a thing with, like, it's very rare that you get a good show with queer relationships, be they gay or lesbian. It's pretty rare you get a really good anime about queer relationships. You don't get a gay Horimiya ever, right? The closest you get is like a Bloom Into You, which I liked a lot, but it ain't no Horimiya, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a thing where sometimes you take what you can get. And I don't begrudge anyone who, if you want a gay show with ghosts and shit, absolutely go for it. If not, that doesn't weird you out, then go for it. You're gonna have a good time. For me, watching this dude basically get soul molested was not okay, and I'm gonna put this one in F. It is an F for me. I totally get if anyone out there watches this and they're like, it's got ghosts and gay shit. I love that. Hey, that's great, man. I totally do not begrudge you for enjoying the show. I can't hang. So it's an F.
Okay.
And that's it for that one.
All right, man. Let's go to another spooky one, another vampire. Irina the vampire cosmonaut. Oh, I like the way that sounds.
It's not particularly spooky, but it does involve a vampire.
It's a vampire, yeah.
So this is a fictionalized historic sci-fi piece where at the end of the World War, the Big War, the Zernitra Union and the United Kingdom of Arnak are having a space race. And there's a boring regular dude who's been tasked with caring for and training a vampire who Zernita plans on using to help them get to the moon first. And there's a lot of talk in this one. They talk about, and you see clips of the first dog in space who was Laika in real life. In this one, it's a dog named Mally. And how the joy of achieving that feat of getting something into space like that is tempered with the pain and sorrow of knowing, hey, that dog ain't coming back. And it was a real bummer, right? Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of animal death in this one.
Yeah, okay.
Just like in real life, homie. So this ends up giving us the core of the show, where now, to ensure that progress without regret is taking place, test subjects are not treated as anything but tools. They are not supposed to use Irina's real name. She is not a person. She is akin to a test animal, and we don't care about her. We just need her to help us get to space. She's going to be the one going up because, you know, she's a human. She's not really a human. She's a vampire, so we don't really care what happened to her. It's kind of fucked up, but obviously our main character is like not cool with that, and he calls her by her real name, and it seems like there's maybe going to be a little bit of romance. It's kind of cute. The art's okay. First episode's kind of slow, but it has moments. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I love it more than I hate it, though. So, also there's a weirdly horny scene where like they're eating and Irina's eating caviar and the camera zooms in on her lips and tongue as she slowly pops these little caviar bubbles, and I'm like, why y'all doing that?
Did you like it?
I didn't like it.
Did it make a pee-pee hard?
It did not make my pee-pee hard. It's a B.
It's a B?
It's a B. You can do worse. It's a B.
Okay, man. Final 2.
We got 2 left. What are you going with?
Let's do the Heike story.
The Heike story.
I want the mystery for the end here.
All right. So Heike story I talked about in our last ramble. Killer premiere. It's dealing with some pretty heavy history stuff that I'm not really super familiar with, but in broad strokes is based on an old ass story called, I don't know if it's Heike or Hiki or Heike, but I'm saying Heike. It's called Heike Monogatari, which literally means Heike story or the story of Heike, which is set in the late 1100s. It follows a young girl. I'm going to say girl. I'll talk about this right now. So there's a bit in here where the characters think she is a boy, and she says, no, I'm a boy, and she wants to dress like a boy. But the whole thing is like, I totally understand if anyone would watch this and say, oh, this character's trans. I don't think it is, and I've read some other people's opinions on it, some actual trans people who obviously their opinion would matter more than mine on this subject. And it's like, the whole thing is, it's not so much that she wants to be a boy or sees herself as a boy, it's that she was told by her father to act like a boy because it would be easier for her in life. It's the fucking 1100s, and shit sucks in general. It really sucks if you're a girl, and one of the characters in the show even says as much. Anyway, story follows this young girl named Biwa because she plays the Biwa and she doesn't appear to have a real name. Her name is Biwa. And her father is killed by some soldiers from the Heike clan, or that's actually the Taira clan, but they are called Heike. It's like a whole thing with the fucking, the kanjis and shit. Biwa is able to see the future, and upon foreseeing the fall of the Taira clan, she goes to tell them of their doom as a last act of defiance. She ends up telling Shigemori, the eldest son of the clan, who sympathizes with her, as he also has like a kind of psychic-y power. And he takes her in. He basically adopts this girl. It's got a really rad art style. Of course it does. It's the same studio that did Devilman Crybaby and Keep Your Hands Off Izoken. It looks very, very pretty. This one dropped pretty early on, so there's actually like 4 or 5 episodes out right now, and that first one kicks a lot of ass, and I really enjoy it. Also, the director is the lady who did A Silent Voice, which is one of my favorite movies. So if you haven't seen Silent Voice, watch Silent Voice, but also watch the Heike story because it.
So are you caught up on this one?
No, I have not watched anything but the first episode. I've made sure to only do one episode of each of these. Is definitely an S though. Heike story is. It was previously my tippitiest toppiest. I think I might put that on Ranking of Kings now. I like both of these shows a whole fucking lot. But yeah, that's the S, baby. That's an S.
Okay, man. And the final one, who knows? Selection Project.
Well, you ended us on a kind of a downer. So this is an idol anime featuring a number of young ladies looking to be the next winner of selection projects. This is the 7th selection project, I believe. We follow one of these girls closely in the premiere, from her watching the first selection project in the hospital. She seems to have some kind of, she seems to not be doing all that great, to her in the competition itself. And it's got some good art, some good music. It's really decent all around. It's just real fucking slow. And this first episode anyway, the way they narrow it down for who's going on next in the competition is they all sing the same song. It's boring as fuck. So that's a D for you, boy. But I'm going to give this one a couple more episodes just to see what happens next. But
D for downer.
D for a bit of a downer.
And our girl's in the hospital. How will she ever J.O.?
Well, I mean, that... Anyway, that's our list, baby. Feel free to correct me and tell me how wrong I am. Just know that I am right. But yeah, if you think, if you're looking at this and you're like, yo, my senpai is annoying is actually pretty cute, you should definitely check out some more of that. By all means, tell me that. Maybe I will. I don't hate it. I just want it to not be so fucking lolly tinted. If you think Muv Love Alternative is actually going to kick a lot of ass, check it out. It sounds like Roger might.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out for sure.
Any of these that you feel like I'm being a little low on, look, I'm not going to watch any more Tesla Note. Fuck you. Platinum End, I am fully willing to say that maybe I'm being harsh on Platinum End, but it's just that kind of like dark, edgy, grimdark bullshit that I can't really deal with anymore. Maybe I'll give it a couple more, but man, oh man. But by all means, let us know what you think. We're not going to do a ramble today, so we're just going to do plugs real quick.
Yeah.
But that's the list, baby. That is the list. Tell me how yours
if y'all want to hear me talk about that Squid Game next time, let me know.
Yeah. We'll do a ramble next time, and maybe Roger will tell you all about Squid Game.
I did watch that Squid Game.
I did not watch it. Haley has also watched it, and she was like, it's pretty good. And I was like, I got so many animes I need to watch. I was like, I gotta watch so many goddamn.
I don't get to
anime.
watch the goddamn Squid Game.
I want
with
to know
everybody
fucking
else.
Squid Game. You know what my Squid Game is? Is motherfucking
Selection Project.
No, it's ancient girls frame because the aliens in that one are these weird little squid babies that fly around and blow up buildings. That's my Squid Game.
But how will my ancient girl ever JO?
Jesus Christ, you can't. It can't be everything. It's got to make sense. It makes sense with Taisho Otomi Fairy Tale because dude's arm don't work. Ah, we're like, boy, you. Anyway, let us know what you think. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave us a comment on the YouTube. If you are listening to the audio podcast, check out the YouTube. We do have a visual element here. Or, you heard where I put them. You'll figure it out. It's all good. But yeah, we will have links to all the stuff in the description of wherever you're watching this, including our Discord, the Twitter page, any number of places you can check us out. If you are listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, hey, give us 5 stars, leave us a comment, and tell your friends because we'd love to get more people listening. It's always fun to have more people listening. Send us some questions if you want to. We love getting questions, talk about it on the air. Obviously, we won't be doing that today because there's no ramble, but we will get to them, and we love to hear from y'all. It's always a good time.
Yes.
Let's give a quick if you're checking out the YouTube again, comment, tell us what you think, like, subscribe, click that bell so we can see some notifications. We always love to get more people on the YouTube, and thank you so much. Love ya.